Let's make a chocolate pie for the holidays. We're going to start off with a pre-made pie crust. I'm going to show you really quick how you do that. If you are using pie dough from the store or if you're making your own pie dough, I created this using my own pie dough recipe, and it's for a buttery, flaky crust. Oh, it turns out perfect every time. You can go find that recipe. It was right behind this one here, or just type in pie crust in my YouTube channel or in my recipe blog, katherinesplates.com. I'm going to show you how to get your pie crust into your pie plate and bake it off for the perfect looking crust. And then we're going to start making that delicious chocolate pudding mix that we're going to put into the crust. I've got a pie crust in a 9-inch deep dish pie plate. Now this is my own homemade recipe, or you can even use the refrigerated pie crust that you can get from the store. You just unroll it and put it into your pie plate. Now we're going to bake this off because we want to have our crust cooked all the way through. So once you have your crust in your pie plate, we're going to blind bake it. I've got my oven preheating at 375 degrees. We're going to take a piece of parchment paper. We're just going to place it in our pie crust here, being very careful that we don't break the pie crust. Now you want the parchment paper to overlap over the pie dish here. That way it's easy to remove. Now there's several things you can use to put inside the parchment to keep our pie dough from bubbling up while it's cooking in the oven. Now I'm just using some uncooked rice, or if you have uncooked beans, or there's pie weights that you can use. And I'm just going to put it in there. You want to go about halfway up. Now I'm going to push it up against the edges of my pie dough, just like that. There we go. Now we're going to place this on a sheet pan. It'll be really easy to get in and out of the oven without having to try to get up underneath the pie plate. Once the oven is preheated to 375 degrees, we're going to bake this for 15 minutes. All right, we're pulling it out of the oven. We're going to bring a bowl over that's heat resistant, and you want to very carefully pull up the parchment, kind of pull up to the center. Grab a hold of all four corners. Make sure your rice is in the center. And then we're just going to move it all over to a heat-resistant bowl. Look at our pie crust. It's still on the edge of our pie plate. That's looking good. We're going to take a fork and we're going to pierce our pie crust all over. This will prevent it from bubbling up as it finishes cooking in the oven. We're going to go along the sides. Take your fork on the long side and do that. Again, it'll prevent it from bubbling up and pulling down on your crust. Okay, back in the oven, 10 to 15 minutes until that crust is nice and golden and brown and baked all the way through. What do y'all think? Perfect. We are going to allow this to cool completely before we make our pudding mixture to put inside of our pie crust. So in the medium skillet, we're going to add our dry ingredients. We're going to put in half a cup of Hershey's cocoa, unsweetened. There we go, into the pot. We're going to put in a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. This will help thicken it up. I have 1/8 of a cup here, so we're going to go in twice. There we go. We're going to put in 1½ cups of white granulated sugar. Now we don't have the burner on yet. All right, let me go in with the ½ cup. We're going to go in with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to whisk this together. Incorporate all the ingredients together. Now we still don't have the burner on. Now we want to add in 3 egg yolks. I'm going to take my yolk splitter, and then we're going to add the egg yolk into our mixture here. 1. Get as much of that white out of there as you can. 2 and 3. We're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to take our whisk again, blend this all together. We're going to put our burner onto a medium heat. We're going to start incorporating 2 cups of cold milk, a little at a time. Whisk it in, a little more, whisk it in until we get it all in there. There we go. Ooh, this is my husband's favorite pie. That's looking good there. Let's add some more. I'm just using a little whisk. That way I don't tear up my pots with the bigger whisk that I have because it's a wire. We're going to continually whisk. That way it'll incorporate all the ingredients and make a smooth pie. All right, let's add some more. We'll make some of these pies for the holidays. We'll go ahead and pour the rest in. We're going to still blend this together until it really starts thickening up. But it's nice and creamy already. We got all those ingredients blended well. Now you need to make sure that you are stirring continually. That way it'll keep the chocolate off the bottom and from scalding on you. Takes a little bit of time, but let me tell you, it's worth it. Okay, you can see that it is blurping at us. So continue to stir until we get a thick mixture. We're going to turn off the burner. There we go, it's very thick, almost like a pudding consistency. All right, we'll take a spatula. All right, let's bring our pie crust over. So once you get it to that boiling stage where it's blurping the chocolate at you, that's when you wait 1 minute, stir it, and then just turn it off. We're going to pour our mixture into the pie crust. You want to make sure your pie crust has cooled down completely. It's going in hot. All right, we're going to smooth it out. I'm just going to twirl it at the top right here. Ooh, doesn't that look good? We're going to place this in the refrigerator so we can chill the pie and let it pull itself together. Decorate it any way you like. I got some fresh whipped topping on here. What we're going to do, slice it and give it a try for you. Let's give it a try. Give me a fork.
Yeah, this is the stabby fork. This is.
Let's dive in.
Now let's pick this up.
Oh my goodness, it's creamy.
Oh my God.
I love that crust with it.
That is so good.
That crust is buttery and it just goes well with that chocolate. It's very creamy and smooth. Don't forget to like this video, which means give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, what pie are you having for the holidays? And make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification. That way you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted.
I accidentally ate all your piece.
We'll see you on the next episode